And these saguaro cactus they are so big.
Yeah, they're pretty big, but we gotta make a video.
All right. Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, Robert Anthony, and I am here today with
Joelle Anthony.
And we are living with Rob.
Yep.
Choking on cookies.
I'm choking on the air.
I've actually heard, I'm not remembering who told me, but I've heard these saguaro cactuses are significantly heavier per square inch or per square foot than a standard tree. I guess if they fall off, they'll crush you and kill you. Not because of the prickers, but they'll just crush you and kill you. So hey, we're coming to you from the center of Arizona. We're just west of Phoenix by about 50 miles in the Arizona desert. And I realized today, I was telling Joelle, it's been since I was at Wildlife Preserve up in New Mexico that I made an update video. And I know that some of you like to have updates. So hey, I want you to stay tuned also to the end of this video. I'm gonna share a photograph with you that I took this morning while we've been out scouting around doing some sunrise photography today here in the desert. You're not gonna believe the shot that I got. So stay tuned to the end. I'm gonna show that to you as we close this video out. And real excited, last week on Saturday, after making my way down from New Mexico, I picked up Joelle. So I stayed, as you may recall in our last update video, I stayed in the Wildlife Preserve in New Mexico, just inside of the New Mexico border, coming south off of Pueblo, Colorado. And I spent about 5 days there in the Winnebago, and that actually was great. It gave me an opportunity to test out some of the off-grid capabilities of the Winnebago, and that was kind of fun. Moved my way down into Albuquerque. I stayed in Albuquerque for about 4 days over Thanksgiving at a boondocker welcome. I stayed there for 3 nights, so yeah, 4 days, just basically doing work. I had some stuff to collect from Amazon that I was able to ship into Albuquerque. I did some laundry, kind of hung out, had Thanksgiving dinner at a spiritual center, if you want to call it that. Kind of some New Ager spiritualist people or who I stayed with, and they invited me to Thanksgiving dinner, so went there, had Thanksgiving dinner. That was nice.
It was also his birthday.
Oh yeah.
November 30th was his birthday.
Yeah, and I was all alone for my birthday, but so many of you reached out and wished me a happy birthday, and I really thought that was great. I really appreciate it. I'm 55 now.
Yeah, you can move into a senior retirement community.
I'll tell you, one of the things that's kind of, I got to tell you, it's pissing me off is the fact that everywhere I go, there are communities around here in Arizona are 55 and up. So I now qualify as an old person in those communities, and not thrilled about that.
He does not like it. Probably I don't know if they still have senior coffee, like at McDonald's. They used to have that.
If I could get free coffee, I'd be good.
Yeah,
but gosh, you know, my daughter, my mom, and her mom, I got $150 in Starbucks gift cards for coffee, and love some coffee. That's good. So thank you to all of you that have blessed me with that, so I don't have to pay for it. That's awesome. So from Albuquerque, I moved my way down into the Truth or Consequence area, working my way over this way, knowing that I ultimately would have to be near Phoenix to pick her up in a matter of a few weeks, and stayed at the state park, Elephant Butte State Park. That was gorgeous. I got a couple of really great sunrises. It was windy. I stayed actually down on the beach while I was there. That was nice. That state park is kind of a hidden gem. It's something that I found from a couple. He was a retired ranger, and he told me about it. It is a park where a lot of winter snowbirds will go. You do have to reserve your space. If you're going to stay in the hookup spots, you can't just show up in the wintertime. The woman that was there told me you definitely want to be in a position where you've called ahead, gotten your space. The Elephant Butte State Park has a number of campgrounds. They're beautiful, meticulously maintained. I would stay there in a second if I was willing to pay. Now, I paid to stay there $8 a night because I was out in Dispersed. I didn't need any electricity, I didn't need any water, but when you pay to stay in there, they do allow you to fill up with water, use the dump station. It was well worth the $32, so 4 nights, $32. That was great. I recommend that. There's a town around there. There's actually a Walmart down in Truth or Consequences. Truth or Consequences is a surprisingly robust area. Good city. So that was cool. From there, I worked my way through Arizona, And through Campendium, I found a spot, Hakel Road, Dispersed. That was gorgeous out there. Watson and I stayed out there for 3 nights. It was a little eerie. You're getting close to the border. I'm still getting used to the traveling and being close to where, you know, if you watch the sensationalist news, you would think that the entire drug cartel gangs from Mexico have moved up into Texas and Arizona and are taking over. So we're okay. We have yet to run into that, but you can't be too careful. And then I worked my way over here, or we are in the Golden Canyon area. I was only going to stay here for a day, and I love it so much here. It's so beautiful in this valley surrounded by mountains. We're just going to stay here for the maximum limit of 14 days. Now, this is Arizona State Trust land, and if you're getting into this and you're following us because you're interested in this, Arizona State Trust land is very much like Bureau of Land Management property. You have to get a permit. Your permit is good for 14 days. It's $20 for 2 people, 15 for a single person. Don't know how much they police it. We ran into the sheriff out here. He's a great guy, super nice, very helpful. The Arizona State Trust, we've met some amazing people. And we're only 30 minutes or 35 minutes from Apache Junction, so we're able to get a good workout in. That's where we're finding our water source. We've got Walmart, Sam's Club, Home Depot, Lowe's, everything we need within about 30 minutes. So we're going to stay the full 14 days before we head up to Kanab to see our 2 of our kids for Christmas. Last Saturday, the 2nd, Joelle flew back into town after 6 weeks with seeing her mom. How's your mom doing?
Okay, she's doing better. She's not in pain anymore, but she actually got bronchitis now.
So they looked at trying to find some independent living for her mom, but her mom sent her back with a wad of cash, like $300 or $400 for Christmas presents for her and I. And I said, you know, let's spend it all on you. And so yesterday, I've got it on my mind now that we're out here. You know, Joelle's got such a look about her, and I thought, you know, it would be great if I think we should look at some cowboy boots, some good boots. So we went over to the boot barn.
That was fun.
And went shopping, and Joelle now is a proud owner of a very expensive pair of cowboy boots. And while we were there, we picked up this hat. So she's now, you know, we're going to be in the desert being cowboy type people for the next 3 or 4 months. Got to dress the part.
I'm digging it. I like it.
We did learn from Charlie, who is an Arizona guy. He moves around out here a lot. Good to have the cowboy boots, especially with the rattlesnakes when they're out and around.
Which I'm not looking forward to that.
They decide to take a bite out of you, they're going to get a mouthful of cowboy boot with
leather.
Joelle's boots. So,
and I'll kick them.
That was really interesting to learn. I'm really excited about the boots, and
they're comfortable, and it's.
We'll be here for a bit, and then we're going to move up to Kanab, and then we're going to head down. We actually have found a place. The way God's worked this out, I met a couple in Nebraska, and the couple in Nebraska, he has a friend that he does a lot of work for that owns a large RV resort south of Joshua Tree, about 40 minutes or 30 minutes. And that's perfect. We're gonna go down there, and we're gonna set up the rig, full hookups, January, February, March, or for a little bit of work every week. He will let us stay there, and that'll be our rent. So we'll have full hookups in constant 70-degree during the daytime weather for January and February and some of March. It'll put me close to my son Jacob, who serves in the Marines at 29 Palms. And we're very close to San Diego. Within a few hours of us where we would be staying, we can get to San Diego, Baja, Joshua Tree, Yuma. It's going to be great. I'm quite excited about it. Now, of course, you know me, I love to work. So Joelle's going to maybe talk to him when we get there, because they do have hourly positions too. Maybe working in the cafe making coffee or something. But we're not for sure that that's going to work out. But at the time of this video right now that we're talking to you, that does look like what we're going to be doing. We feel that's exciting. Christmas. I think with that said, it's been a month and a few days that we've been out here, or that I've been out here, but we're really starting to get a feel for things. I found a second battery that we're going to be able to put in our rig to double our battery capacity. I'm going to do an entire video if we install that. There's a backup camera company that has reached out to us that is trying to market their product. They asked me if I would install it and review it on our channel, and they sent it to me for free. I do plan to do that. And what they're sending, boy, it looks great. I'm excited about that, because I would like to have a backup camera for safety's sake on the back of the Winnebago. So be on the lookout for some of these videos that are coming up. As we're getting used to this, slowing down process and not pursuing a traditional career, it's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. If you're on the fence about it, you should do it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, you should. I'll share a quick story. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. But my mom has a rare blood cancer that she's had for about 14 years now, and she's been seeing an oncologist on and off for years. I went with her to one of her visits. Him and his wife, actually, they're both doctors. They travel frequently all over the United States, all over the country, and even outside the country. And he is actually an avid photographer. When I was with her in her last visit, my mom told him what I'm doing. You know, my daughters and her husband are vagabonds now, and they're living on the road. They sold everything. And he just like smiled and thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And what he was telling me is he's got about 2 or 3 more years to retirement. Why him and his wife travel so much and do what they do is he is just plagued every day as an oncologist with his patients getting cancer diagnoses, going through chemo and dying. And it was really heartfelt for me because what he said to me was, this is the reason why my wife and I do this, is because I'm surrounded by so much death and people that I really care about, my patients passing away. And we're never guaranteed or promised the next day. It really just motivates him to want to travel. So that really actually inspired me. And I came back and I was like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, you know, we are young, but we never know when there's a diagnosis around the corner, or we never know what's going to happen to us health-wise. And so we are both very grateful. I am for my health. But I just wanted to share that briefly with you to maybe help inspire you to kind of live your best life and live well on purpose. I don't know, it's just great. It was a great story for him to share with me.
You know, before we get to that photograph that I promised you at the end is now coming of the video.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a story. It's going to leapfrog off of what she just said. When I was leaving Albuquerque, I stopped at Sam's Club in the morning. So I was leaving Sam's Club. I'm not sure why, but the woman that was checking me out, I don't remember why she had asked or what prompted her to ask in the conversation, where are you from? Well, I live on the road. And her eyes lit up. And I explained to her, she asked me a little bit about it, and I explained to her what I was talking about what we're doing. She said, oh, I would so love to do that. I have so much debt that I'm trying to pay off right now. That's why I'm doing this. And I, of course, need to save a little bit of money too. She said, I have a neighbor, and he's an older gentleman. And was working, and he had always talked about he can't wait to get to retirement. Now he's 67 or 68 years old now. She said, as soon as he hit 66, he had been working, and like many of you, when I retire, right? Yeah. When I retire. He retired. She said with excitement, when she was telling me about this, he finally reached retirement. And they were going to, him and his wife of, I don't know, it was a lot of years, 35, 40 years, they were going to get going. And before they even had a chance, he had bought the camper, before they even had a chance to hit the road, within a matter of, it was either 60 or 90 days or maybe less of the day that he retired, she was diagnosed with, I believe it was a stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and was dead in 30 days. He had, like many of you, put it off until that magical day in the United States of America where you finally retire. Nothing. Never got to experience any of it with his wife. You really want to think about that. We get into this phase, I think, with our lives where we think we have to have X number of dollars. We didn't walk away with the kind of money that a lot of you have that are watching this, that are saved in 401ks. Neither one of us worked for a government entity or a humongous corporation that provides retirement like General Motors or General Electric or, you know, name any one of the larger companies, Coca-Cola, Walmart. There's no pension for us. But there was enough for us that if we're frugal, we're mindful, and nothing else happens, and always working our whole lives, we're going to source a way to make an income eventually. We're just now getting started doing this, so we don't need to be in a hurry to get a job or anything. And we do have a little bit of a savings, like many of you that watch this video have. It can be over quickly.
Yeah.
And I know everybody thinks, not me. Yes, you. it could be over quickly. Everything that you've walked for, everything that you've worked for, everything that you've longed for, all the stuff that you've tried to accumulate, at that point doesn't matter. None of it matters anymore.
Right. You know, my mom she's getting closer to the age of 90. She was sharing with me that the money that she has right now is actually the most money she's had her whole entire life. So she's fearful of losing it. You know, watching that fear of her not wanting to let go of that money and holding on to it has really gave me a new perspective. But with that said, the issue that she's having is she is, you know, edging near 90 and not being able to enjoy that money because of health issues.
Right. She can't do anything.
Kind of puts everything into perspective.
Now it's just all a matter of trying to stay alive
Right.
and pain-free. And while she's alive, trying to navigate and minimize the pain that she's in. That's it. That's all her life is
Right.
about. I don't know. For whatever that's worth, I felt like I wanted to share that with you. We're glad that you're here. We're thankful that you're part of this
Yes.
family. We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. All right?
Well, we will see you in the next one.
Rob out.
Bye.